And I got to tell you, you're putting Donald Trump's life in danger. You're setting him up and advertising the entire world. The former president of the United States, the Republican nominee for the presidency, is going to be at this location at this time on this date. And you got towers and you got windows.
Oh, my God.
You think that's good for this country to put a man like that in a certain location?
That was Fox News meathead Jesse Waters, trying his best to argue that indicting Donald Trump is basically terrorism. And that's just one example of a GOP that has no problem putting targets on the backs of New York's prosecutors and judges. And former President Trump is no exception. He couldn't even wait 6 hours before turning his rhetorical guns on the judge overseeing his case, and everyone else in the judge's family too.
And this is where we are right now. I have a Trump-hating judge with a Trump-hating wife and family whose daughter worked for Kamala Harris and now receives money from the Biden-Harris campaign, and a lot of it.
Trump launched into his attack on Judge Merchan's family just 6 hours after the judge declined to issue a gag order in the case. At the time, the judge said his decision depended on Trump not inciting any more civil unrest. Whoops. It's understandable that Donald Trump is upset. After all, he's facing potentially 130 years behind bars if convicted. And that anger is trickling down to certain large adult Trump sons, too.
We're gonna just charge you with a bunch of nonsense, and then we're not gonna even let you talk about it to defend yourself in the court of public opinion. Seems sort of contrary to anything America stands for, but so does everything else going on and highlighted by what they've tried to do to my father for the last 6 years. I mean, this feels like a violation not just of your First Amendment, but of your Fifth Amendment and probably a bunch of other amendments. But who really cares?
Personally, I like to imagine Donald Trump Jr. did an entire previous recording of that rant before realizing his webcam wasn't on. I mean, that's one reason why his face would be red as a beet. If you have any other guesses why that might be, leave them in the comments. And it was Donald Trump Jr. who's been having a very busy week trying to spin MAGA voters into believing his father's trial is rigged. And surprise, all those law and order police Republicans loved in 2020, they're all communists now.
I was proven even more right than I would have ever imagined, because apparently, Soros-backed Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg is actually indicting my father. So let's be clear, folks. This is communist level shit. This is stuff that would make Mao, Stalin, Pol Pot, it would make them blush.
And judging by the delay at the end there, I think Donald Trump Jr. ran out of historical figures he knew the names of. But here's the thing. None of this process was secret. The grand jury is made up of regular New Yorkers. The evidence that they were presented will come out at trial and during the discovery phase. Trump will also get a completely different set of New Yorkers to serve as his jury. So if this is some authoritarian show trial, you have to imagine there'd be a simpler way to do it. Like that one time Republicans made their own legal black zone at Guantanamo Bay. But it's not just Democrats saying Donald Trump's rhetoric puts his judge in danger. The threat is so real that prosecutors in the case are already seeking protective orders to ensure they aren't murdered.
The prosecutor went on to say that Mr. Trump has made recent threatening emails and speeches, both directed at New York City, the courts here in New York, the justice system, and the district attorney's office. He said that these are irresponsible social media posts that threaten death and destruction and even World War III. He said that these public statements to the district attorney, which included a photo of him swinging a baseball bat towards the district attorney's head, was very concerning.
And no one felt better after Donald Trump Jr. chose to post a picture and personal information about Judge Merchan's daughter online. Some prosecutors may view that as an effort to intimidate a government official. So far, Judge Merchan has remained silent. Trump Jr. didn't apologize. In fact, he doubled down, laying out an insane argument that all 34 charges against his father are just made up. It's that kind of quality Trump logic that's going to go so well in a courtroom.
It's not really based based on facts. It's not really based on the law. It's not really based in reality, but it's 100% based on politics. When your enemies are saying that, it's got to tell you everything you need to know right now.
This kind of crazy anti-government rhetoric will only get worse as the year moves forward. We're going to see some really wild antics between now and December, and it will be up to the court to decide if those theatrics cross the line into incitement. If you want to see more Republican antics, check out this video or click on over to my playlist. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like and consider subscribing. And as always, leave a comment below so you can let me know what I should cover next.